Today is September the 14th, and we are here in Reserve, New Mexico with some good friends of ours, Dan Adair and Daniel Nichols. They are always gracious enough to have us up here, and gonna get the old bow out and see if we can't get the Hoyt Helix dialed in. Maybe a little difference in how our sights are set up. The air's a lot thinner up here than it is back home in Alabama, so we're gonna take a few shots and just make sure that we don't need to make any adjustments before our hunt starts in the morning. All right, well, we broke down here, and instead of just sitting in the truck waiting, we're right in the middle of mule deer country, so we're fixing to strike out and do a little bit of glassing and see if we can spot something in this rain while we wait on a ride to come get us. They're probably at least a good hour and a half out from us, so we got a good hour and a half to go sit and glass and see if we can locate a mule deer. So got our fingers crossed, got painted up, got the bow. Hoyt Helix is ready to do its job, and we'll see what happens. So might as well go. Might as well start now anyway, huh? Just made it here on top of the mountain. We're starting to glass a little bit. It's just now breaking daylight, and no luck so far, but talking to Chad, our game plan today is to start on top of the mountain and work our way down. We ain't been out here 20 minutes, and we've already spotted five big muleys over here, 3 studs, 3 definite shooters. They're in one group. They're about 1,000 yards from us right now, just kind of working on the hillside, feeding. So we're gonna sit here and try to get us a game plan together, but once again, old Chad got them hawk eyes, and he spotted them down there. So one step closer. Day 2, about 10 o'clock, and we finally on some muleys. Well, last day here in New Mexico. We're back in here where we saw that group of mule deer bucks a couple days ago. We're gonna sit back up here and hope they come back up this side of the mountain to bed this morning. It's our last shot. Well, it's September the 19th. It's about 11 o'clock, and Kobe and I just finished up our first New Mexico trip together, out here hunting mule deer. All good things must come to an end. So I'm glad you came with me, and can't wait to get back out here again next year, and hopefully we'll be chasing elk instead of mule deer.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan? All right.
Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cuddyback, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, RK Tractors, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, Wasp Archery, and Realtree.
Hey everybody. I've still got a few hours of driving ahead of me, so I thought I would take a minute and catch you up on what Cindy and I have been doing the last couple of weeks. Today is September the 29th, Sunday. We haven't been in the woods since opening weekend. This weekend here, I've actually been in Illinois. A buddy of mine leased a farm up there this year and was nice enough to invite Cindy and I to get in on the lease with him. So I went up. I've been up there the last 3 days. Went up and scouted one day and hung stands the next 2 days, and was really impressed with what I saw. A lot of deer sign. Looks like there's a lot of deer on the property, and was very happy I didn't find any dead deer with all the EHD that's been in the Midwest this year. Overall, I couldn't be more pleased with the property. It's got a lot of crop ground on it, which was all corn this year. And they actually started cutting the corn while I was there Friday. It'll probably be the first week in November before we get to hunt the place, but it's a really pretty place. But hopefully we'll have a hit list for you next week. So check back with us next Friday. The show should be back up. And even if we can't get in the tree and see a buck, we can tell you which ones we're going to be chasing. Eventually we will get back in the tree. See you next Friday.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. Today is September 28th, and it's our opening day here in southern Tennessee. I'm back on a farm that a lot of you guys are familiar with. I call the Big River Farm. This is a farm that sets up pretty well for a south wind. I actually made a couple of new sets this year for south winds because we get so many of them here. So pretty excited. I've got at least 4 mature bucks that I know of on camera. I will shoot any 4 of those bucks. So they've been pretty consistent on the camera. Here lately they just cut the beans recently, so I feel like that's probably going to change their movement some, but we know they're close, and maybe it'll happen this morning. So let's go in and see what happens. That's going to wrap it up here for our opening day, or opening morning per se, here in southern Tennessee. It started out pretty slow this morning. Actually just a little bit before good shooting light, we could hear a couple of bucks sparring, just maybe 75 yards to our south, which is where I've got another set, but it's a north wind set. And I feel like those deer were probably right in front of one of my cameras, so I can possibly pull that camera and see what deer those were. But when they got finished, I know exactly where they went, which is to our east, and they're going up on this hill to bed. And I know those beds are there. I found them, and I think my plan moving forward is going to be to get a little bit more aggressive. I kind of played it safe this morning. I really didn't expect to be in the game here where I'm at, but we are in between a pretty nice corn plot and where they bed. But I think just with the way the moon is, the deer probably just moved a little bit earlier because it was super early when those deer were sparring this morning. So I think this set will be better a little later in the season, and maybe on a different day when the deer are up on their feet a little later in the morning. But for now, I think my best option is going to be to try to get as close to those beds as possible. And I've already got a set pre-hung for that. So my next time in will be hunting those beds. So that's going to be my move for now. Again, we've got at least 4 mature bucks that I know of on this farm, 3 of which that I have at least 3 years of history with. And I know those bucks are at least 4 years or older. One of those deer is one side. I've been hunting that deer since I've been on this farm. And he's here. We've got another 9-point, really nice 9-point that's on the farm. And then another big, what I call a 7-point. He actually stuck out another little point this year to make him an 8-point. But I've got a couple of young kids that I usually take around juvenile season, and I would really like to see one of those kids get to kill that deer. So I'm going to probably save him for a young kid, and I'm going to go after these other 3 that I know that are mature shooter bucks. So it's opening day, you know, at least we seen some deer. We had a little bit of movement in here, a small buck and a little yearling. I think was a buttonhead that came in and actually bedded down here in front of us for a little while. So I'm not gonna, you know, throw this spot off the map, but I know right now I've got to get a little bit more aggressive if I want to be in the game. So that's what I'm gonna do, and that's my next move. And next time you see me, I'll be hunting the buck bed. So we'll see what happens. Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. Today is September 30th, and it's about 4:30 in the afternoon right now, and I'm headed up to hunt these buck beds that I found last year. This is going to be my first time into these beds. I'm going to be about 50 to 75 yards off the beds, so my plan is to try to get in as clean as possible. If I happen to spook them out of the beds, it's over. So basically what I've got to do, I'm just going to walk straight up a bluff. I'm going to have to climb some rocks. And the way I've got the stand set up, as soon as I get to the top of this bluff, I'm in the tree. And I'm going to be about 50 to 75 yards off the beds. So hopefully I can get in clean without spooking anything. And the plan is, you know, hopefully about that hour or so before dark. I'm kind of in like a little transition area. There's a bunch of oaks in there dropping acorns, so I'm hoping they will get up out of those beds and start feeding on those oaks, and they should be within bow range if that happens. So y'all stick with me. I got a pretty good little hike here up this hill, but I wanted to do this interview before I get in there because I'm not sure I'll be able to do any interviews once I get in the trees. So wish me luck. Here we go. Well, it's not exactly what I was expecting to happen, but needless to say, I think we're in the right spot. If you've ever wondered if hunting buck beds work, there's a perfect example that it does. Don't matter how hot it is, don't matter what the weather's doing, these deer are gonna get up. They have to get up and move. Now they probably moved maybe 50 yards from their original beds, but the way I got this stand set, I was able to get into this stand without spooking those deer. And they got up probably about 5 o'clock and probably went 50 yards from their bed and laid down again just right here in front of me. I'm not real sure which two deer those are. I know that's neither of them was the 4 shooters that I know that I have, but that one deer looked to be a fairly decent 8-point. He was kind of tall, not very wide, but he looked to have good tine length and decent mass. I would like to get a little better look at him because I may have shot him, especially with, you know, the story behind it and just being in the perfect setup. But they got up and turned around and went straight back up the hill, back to where I know the original beds are. So they're probably laying back in those beds. So my plan from this point is to try to get out of here without spooking any deer. Probably give this a couple of days rest and I'll be back. But I'm pretty sure I'm in the right spot. I just need them to do what I need them to do. We'll just have to see how it goes. I'll definitely be back in here, so y'all stay with me. Thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. It's the evening of September the 28th, and it's the day we've been waiting on for nearly a year. It's the first day of the bow season in Tennessee. So this evening we've decided to come to it's actually one of the spots I've hunted for years. We call it the Log House, and it's an 1.5 acre clover field. And one of the things about the trail cameras, they'll tell you where the bucks are and help us pattern the bucks, but they'll also tell us where they're not. And this particular field right now doesn't have any bucks using it, or at least any of any size. So the idea is to go in tonight, try to shoot us a doe, and something we've kind of done a poor job the last few years on this farm shooting them, so maybe we can get one this evening and get on the board for 2019.
All right, we got a quick update. That didn't go exactly like we had planned. If the deer are out in the field in front of you, you can get in and out of the box. I've done it over and over again over the years and not cleared the field. But unfortunately, there was a doe just to the right of us, right before we got to the ladder, that went nuts, and she snorted several times. And she cleared the field except for one doe. And that doe stayed out there long enough for us to get set up, and then actually made her way to this end of the field and gave me an opportunity to shoot. But of course there was no way to video that direction, so I'm not mad about it. But I think that there'll be more deer in the field before the evening's over. Mission accomplished. Didn't get that first batch, but we had one other doe come out, and then we thought we were going to get a shot at her, and she worked her way out further and further into the field, and then a second doe slipped in on us. Worked out good though. Mission accomplished. Got a doe, so fixing to go out here and take a look at her.
It's been a long time since I got one on opening day, but everything worked to perfection. All of it came together. She gave us a good, easy shot, 30-yard shot, never left the field. We got fresh deer meat to eat, and that's the best practice you can get. I mean, you can shoot in the backyard all you want, but shooting at deer will definitely give you more confidence and improve your abilities. And this is Mitchell's first time ever on a bow hunt. So I'm gonna say a bow is probably high on your list now, right? Yeah, I think we can probably pull that off. Until then, thank you for watching Midwest Whitetail Southeast.